Yeah, we are.
Live.
We are live.
Hey,
All
hey,
right.
hey. Welcome.
Oh, we're live. I got the little notification up here from my YouTube that we're live on YouTube as well.
Nice.
In vivo.
Estamos en vivo.
Hola, ¿qué tal? How's everybody doing out there?
Hello.
Oh,
What up? What up?
I've upgraded since I've last been on here. Look, I got the mic, I got the headphone. Thank you very much.
Nice.
Thanks.
Sounds really good, Randy.
Thank you. Right on. What's going on, guys?
Not much.
Social distancing still, huh?
Yep. Just getting ready for Friday. Excited about what we got going on Friday.
Yeah.
But until that, I'm just kind of sitting around waiting for the stream, and then we're going to share it with as many people as we can because it's kind of a proud moment.
Right, we're getting down.
Yeah,
right.
So
we're going to be talking little bit about our southern border, our home area. We are from the borderland, frontera for sure. Dennis and Gilbert and myself. I was born in El Paso, Texas in 1975. And, I still got a lot of family on both sides down that way. And send my love out to them. We're going to have some people from El Paso on later on talking about this event that they're playing with us on. And so I'm excited to talk about this issue with you guys a little bit and going a little bit in depth, maybe get some people out there paying attention to what's going on and talk about voting as well.
Yeah. I think it's one of the cool things about this concert is just the lineup. When we got the invitation to play, Beto from Grupo Fantasma sent an email inviting us out to play. And when he sent the lineup, I was like, holy smoke. That's like all the cool bands.
right.
The cool bands, bro.
Right. Like Grupo Fantasma, Oso Motley, La Santa Cecilia, Las Cafeteras, making movies, and then I saw Black Pumas is on there. It's like,
dude,
right.
Hello Black. We got everybody. Like there's everything I've been listening to for the last 5 years or whatever, and beyond that. But it's really great. So yeah, I was very excited to be part of this.
No, totally.
Yeah. And I think it's we're putting a message out that we all believe in at an important time in our our country, in our history as a country. So we jumped on board for those two reasons quickly.
No, definitely. A lot of heavy hitters, people that we actually look up to musically, and we've had the pleasure of actually sharing the stage with. So it's definitely a blessing for us. And you can check that out online on our Facebook page. We have an event up for it, and all the other bands that are involved as well have the event that they're sharing. But check it out. It's called Rock the Border, and we're streaming live on the 23rd, this coming Friday. So you make sure you tune in if you're a Nosotros fan, or you're a La Santa Cecilia fan, or Oso Motley fan. Make sure you tune in and show support for any and all the bands that are involved, because to me, I'm looking forward to hearing all the groups perform. Because first and foremost, before being a musician, I'm a fan of music. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be playing music. We wouldn't be playing music if we weren't fans of it as well. So it's really, I'm eager to see what everybody's going to be performing and stuff. So.
Yeah, me too. I think it's starting at 4:00 Mountain Standard Time. So that's when you can tune in. And I'm not sure where everybody is in the lineup or how they're going to be presenting it. I know there are bands from California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas. They pick bands kind of all along the border with Mexico there. But then there's also some performers from Kansas City, like making movies. And there's a group from New York also performing that I saw. So I'm not sure exactly how they're going to be organizing it. So if you want to tune in, I'll suggest just tuning in at 4 and just kick back and enjoy the show.
Yeah.
bump it on your system at home, put it on your TV. Nowadays, we got all this streaming stuff. I know at my house, I can, on the TV right here behind me, I can actually stream stuff from my phone or any device to it. So I can sit back and watch stuff on Facebook or YouTube. I'm enjoying it on a big TV and through a nice sound system and stuff. And so if I want to dance around the living room, I can. And if I want to eat or whatever, if I want to listen to it in my chonies, I can do that as well. Just put that image out there for y'all, for those that needed that today.
Oh, bro, we're gonna have people tuning off.
I know, they're like, in case you haven't been sick enough today.
Well, we got some people commenting in here.
Oh, dude,
Felix Peralta checking in, and Gato
Felix.
Malo in the house.
Órale. Felix y los gatos.
All right.
Let's throw a round of applause for this. Oh, yeah. There we go. And I feel like I don't use the soundboard enough, right? You know what I mean?
So I think maybe we can talk about the first person we're going to bring on. When Beto reached out to nosotros to invite us onto this concert, he also invited Noesu Santos on the video also. And Randy's one of the founding members of Noesu Santos. And I've been fortunate enough to join their lineup within the last couple months. So we're excited about it. Coming from Noesu Santos, Randy, do you want to speak on behalf of Noesu Santos and maybe introduce our Noesu Santos guest?
Oh, yeah, man.
Of course, at the front door.
So yeah, let's bring who's that at the front door? Can we open the door here and just get her in? She's trying to get in here. Hold on, just open the door.
I checked the ring.
Open. It's open. It's open. Come on in. Oh, there you go. Oh, what happened? Oh, she went in. She came out. I got it.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there you go. Hello. Why? Just come on in.
I was knocking the door, guys. Hello.
No, we heard you. Noelia.
¿Cómo
Anyway.
están? Mi gente hermosa.
We're good.
Doing good. How are you doing?
Estoy muy bien. I'm super, super excited to be part of this interview, guys. So thank you so much for having me.
Hey, thanks for doing it. Yeah, I met Noe a few years ago, and we started a little group here, and Noesu Santos, and yeah, like Dennis was saying, we were one of the fortunate groups to be asked to perform on this thing.
Yes.
And we definitely, Noe, you want to give them a little background, because you definitely have an immigrant story.
Of course. Okay, so you want me to talk about Noesu Santos, or this border event is coming up?
Both at the same time, if you can.
Okay.
Simultaneously at once.
Okay, Noesu Santos. Okay, we are a new band in this community. I mean, we are 4-piece. You part of the band, of course, Randy, and now Dennis is part of the band too. So we're going to how many years we have together? 2018.
Yeah, about 2.5 years, something like that.
2.5 years. And I have to say, guys, this has been like an amazing journey for me, because it's always been in my DNA have a group like you guys, and have our music, our sound, and everything. So being in this event since we are so young, right? As a band, it's an honor. And mostly when it's something about help our community, help our people in different ways, and through the music. And that's the best way for me as a singer. And just we have a voice, and we present our music through all those people who know has a voice, and and tell them, go and vote, and put yourself in different ways, because we're some mothers, we are being hard workers, we pay our taxes, we've been doing so well in this country, we have a very positive stories about immigrants. We not just come in and take whatever is to make the dream come true. It's just we work hard and we represent all those hard workers, Latinos, to come to this country in a positive way. So I'm so excited to be part of this and to be next to another bands who has a different stories, and mostly because, so we're going to present these two songs which means so much to me. One of them are En Mi País, which is an amazing song from one of the songwriters from Honduras, Guillermo Anderson, who passed away in 2016. And I remember I was younger when I hear him for the first time, and he was my go-to songwriter. And then just seeing this song and all the lyrics of this song talking about my country and the beautiful thing, that means a lot to me. And of course, the other one is kind of surprise from Noisu Santos, called El Otro Lado song, and it is a beautiful love story from someone who come to this country too. So yeah, I'm sorry, I just very excited.
No, and I dug that. Like, we were asked to have a couple songs, and we've recently put out an album, Tempestad. It's available on a Bandcamp and all these other places. And I'll scroll across that. You can find the album there. And, so we've been kind of busy promoting that. And then we got hit with the pandemic, and that led to a whole sort of series of changes that we had to do. So, we've been sharing a lot of those songs lately, and we have this new song, Otro Lado, that Noe is talking about, and we're really excited that we're able to present this piece for the first time to everybody for this, and everything makes sense. It's kind of strange, it is a love story, but just the fact of just the border, the region, and people, they might feel upset when people say, you shouldn't think about borders. Well, mentally we don't. There's no borders for people. We share ideas as musicians, as Latino artists, as Latinx artists, right? Because I recently heard a thing about the Latinx thing in a way that made me feel kind of like think about it. Because when we say like Latino or Latina, we're specifying certain things. We need to include everybody at once. Latinx is a good way to kind of do it, an American version of it. But still, it's important to be inclusive in this. We share ideas with our brothers and sisters south of the border, and we're all descendants of people from other countries and other parts of the world. A lot of us have rich heritage in Central America, Mexico. That's our blood, even though my mom, right, she might be Anglo, gringa, whatever you want to call it, from East Texas. It's still East Texas. There's still a lot of similarities going on with Latino culture in that area. So it doesn't make any sense in that way when we think about walls and borders and stuff. We're not talking about like security. People want to get scared about these things, and it becomes a fear factor, and that's what everybody's talking about. This is a fear. We need our minds are the bridges, and if we keep thinking this way, then there is nothing to fear. We're going to be sharing ideas, and we're going to be creating new things. I mean, working with Noe, you guys in the band, other people that we're going to talk to later today. I've worked with pretty much all of these people at one time in my career, and I'm better for it. It's there's no question about it that I'm a better person for being exposed to multiple cultures, and not just to my Central American brothers and sisters, but to my South American brothers and sisters, and this whole side of the world that we're on. So people get really passionate about what's going on and down on the border. And, some of the facts is that we're from the border, a few of us, and some of us are from the other side of the border that are talking about these things, so we know this, we have a good understanding about it. We're not 2,000 miles away from it, where it doesn't really have the same impact, I remember when I was young in El Paso and my parents had separated, and I'd go hang out with my dad, and my dad, Latino, worked his butt off, man. He was always working. So there was times when I kind of was taking care of myself younger, and I remember walking to this corner store. He lived off of Pershing Drive in this central El Paso area. And he'd be at work. I'd be like, I'm going to go play some video games. I'm a little kid. I'm going to walk down. Yeah, I don't know if you can do that nowadays, but I'd walk down the street to this corner store. And I'd take these little back routes, and the railroad tracks run through there. So I kind of was walking through there one time. And I remember I came across like 30 migrant workers like stashed. I know that they had crossed the border. They were hanging out there, grabbing a quick rest, bite to eat. There's 30 of them, man. It's like a party going on, but it was quiet. I walked up and I could tell I startled them, and, they startled me. And then we just looked at each other, and it was like, okay. And then I went my way and they went their way. That's what I grew up around. It wasn't a thing. When we went to high school, a lot of those kids were children of migrant workers, and seasonal migrant workers that we grew up with, I got my first ass kicking from a guy that wasn't a migrant worker, So, I mean, and that taught me a lot. That taught me a whole bunch of stuff about life. So I thank that guy too, wherever he's at. So
tough. That was tough.
Yeah, no, I think all that, all that's very important. Like Ryan was saying, we did grow up on the border, and I definitely have a lot of stories too about, growing up around immigrants and migrants. And yeah, there is no emergency. There's no need to. There's a wall there in El Paso. There's no need to add to it, And I just remember, as a kid crossing the border back and forth so many times with my parents. It was just another extension of our community, going down to Juarez, and we'd go down and get medicine and grocery shop and come back with toys, and it was cool.
Yeah,
Everyone has a story, right?
God,
yeah. And Noelia, what are you looking forward to most about this concert? The seeing everybody or they're performing in it? Do you have?
Oh my God, yeah. I'm excited just for the fact it's just Latins, of course, to in some part the more, of course, the most important is with music, through the music, say something to the communities, and it's so much hate right now in the world, seriously. It's just funny. It's just today, for example, my husband was walking the dogs in my community, right? And he's American, and it's just he walking the dogs and he forgot his mask because for some reason, but he never get close to the people. And this lady, she's neighbor, I don't know, I never see her, but she's neighbor for sure. And she said to my husband, like, hey, why you not wearing a mask, right? And he's like, I'm very far away from you. I'm sorry. I walk in the dogs. I want to relax. I want to breathe right now after a hard work day. And she's like, I hope you die. That's what she said to him.
Wow.
Are you kidding me? And but that's normal right now.
Right.
People
you can't
just hate you, just haters. And that's no good, So I think bring together these kind of events. Tell the world, not just Latinos, not just Americans, not just Europeans. It's just, come on, guys, we're unified. We are people. We still can love each other, can help each other, can be human. And
absolutely.
I mean, tell somebody, go die. That's for me, it's like, are you kidding me? The world is like that. And this is your neighbor,
Well, and that happens all the time. The neighbor, like you said, our neighbors, we're so angry at everybody, and it comes to these issues where, you talk about where people just say, just die. That's like a thing now to do, and, migrants and everybody, people of color, all these things, people have been hearing these things forever, and it's enough now, it's been enough. It's never was right. It'll never be right. We have to come back to, love and understanding, and these decisive issues that start getting us, off track. Of course, there's lots of things we need to do. Like it's not just a free for all, but it takes people that have education in this, have went to school for this, studied these subjects,
Yeah.
and not just from one side, but true intellectual thought is what we're lacking these days. There is no true leader right now in anything that's going on. Unfortunately, we don't have a Martin Luther King or anybody, Robert Kennedy or anybody of this stature right now to help guide us. And we're probably gonna have to do it on our own. And Noe, as you're saying, like these people wishing things to your husband, or as I was saying about these other things too, these words get thrown around. We have to stop doing that, even as we don't know these people, and we need to love, and correction is always better, so okay, so somebody messed up, right? We messed up, and say we forgot something, or maybe we weren't sensitive to something, an issue. But it's important that when we hear these things that we do kind of like listen, watch it, and then just try not to hold that anger.
And be different.
It's still important. It's still,
if somebody say to me, I hope you die. Okay, bless you. I bless you. I know like you.
Right.
So, but I'm so excited and serious. We still have a good people in this world, and we can make the difference. And I'm excited. And if they invite me, Noe Santos, for multiple events like this, I will say yes, because that's the point of have music in the world, and that's it. And I'm super excited for you guys and share with you, of course, nosotros, which I admire you guys too. And
well, no, you did a lot of work on this video. I mean, you were a lot of us kind of had to do our thing for this, and Noe was the video editor on this, so she definitely threw some stuff down. So, and and thank you, Frogville, for allowing us a place to shoot the video.
Jason, thank you for that.
Jason Reed.
So I'll just add to the we're talking a lot about the border awareness and the wall, and trying to stop the construction of it. One thing we're also doing is just really trying to encourage people to get out and vote. I think most people know November 3rd is the last day to vote. You can vote early. So we're just really encouraging people with this event to get out and vote. It's your voice. It's what makes democracy work.
Yeah.
And we're hopeful that it'll work.
We have priority things. We have priority things: education, housing, everything, health. We need those priorities.
Yeah, I just went and did my voting. I got my absentee ballot, and it was nice to be able to fill it out at home. I was actually able to do research on the candidates and the bills, and able to fill it in very nice and cleanly too, and not be in a hurry. And then when I went and dropped it off, people were so happy to be dropping their vote off. I thought this was really cool, just they're putting it in. The guy was waiting with the bin to grab them because he's going to empty it from the mailbox, and people still wanted that process to drop it in the mailbox and then check it to make sure it's going. And then I'm looking at the guy and I'm like, "You're picking these up, right?" I just give it to him, and but people are really excited about it. And and this event is also about raising awareness to vote. Noe, you're voting this year?
Of course, yeah.
Right. And you're new, and you're first time. You're a new U.S. citizen, fairly new. So
yes, 2 years
ago. I love hearing stories like that, like a first time voter or any first time voter. I know quite a few people this year. I got a few of my family members to be first time voters.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel really excited. Not that I made them; they had to do the whole process, but I kept making them be aware of it, and it's really exciting to see that, but I love it when newly U.S. citizens are able to vote for the first time. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It is, guys.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, Noe, for coming on and doing this. It's been speaking as the latest addition to your band. It's been nothing but a pleasure. And it's funny. And it's challenging in ways that I haven't been challenged ever before.
Thank you. Thank you for being another Santo. And Gilbert, thank you so much. Thank you, Randy. Thank you,
Thank you,
guys.
homie.
God bless you, and God bless America, and God bless this amazing event. And please don't miss this event, guys. 23
Dun,
October
dun,
2023
dun,
here.
dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun. All right.
I love you guys. Thank you.
We'll see you,
Ciao.
Noe.
Peace
See
out.
you.
So if you haven't,
Noelia Sosa.
followed Noe Santos on Instagram, you should, and you can like us on Facebook and YouTube, right, Randy? YouTube channels.
Yeah,
website.
YouTube. We'd love some subscriptions on YouTube channel, and yeah, we also have our website there, noesusantos.com. You can find everything, and yeah, we really appreciate the support. And like Noe was saying, Dennis is a kind of a recent addition on that group, and we've been happy to have him along and rocking out. So
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and hugely honored to be part of that stellar lineup of musicians. So we have
speaking
another
of stellar lineups, right? We got a lot of killer musicians right now.
So yeah, maybe we should bring up our next guest here. Maybe we'll let Gil do the honors, because Gil is actually like an extension of the family. We're all sort of an extension of Radio La Chusma, but Gil has actually played in the band for a time and has done some of their recordings, I believe. But Gil, maybe I'll let you take it
They're
from
tight. They're tight.
All right. Well, who do we have? Let's see. We got Mr. Ernesto Tinajero
Come on
from
in.
Radio
Come
La
on in.
Chusma.
It's open.
Our brother
It's open.
hermano down from El Paso.
It's open,
Texas.
Holmes. Come inside.
Chuco
Hey, what up?
Radio La Chusma in the house. Yeah. I love playing with Radio La Chisma because I love reggae music, and
What up, guys?
the Rastafarian to heart for
Good
sure.
to see everybody.
Word, bro. You looking great, man.
Yeah, man. Feeling good.
I know, man.
Yeah,
You got you got your family expanding, and
Yeah.
and your mind and everything, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, we have one on the way, and we have a baby due in December, so we're just preparing and just getting ready. So yeah,
Word.
there's a lot of it's been busy. Just been busy. But yeah, man. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, it's nice to see you, man. Red La Chusmas has always been, it's like a special band for me. You guys played my wedding. You guys were my wedding band, and I'll always
That's right.
coolest wedding band ever.
That's right.
But yeah, it felt appropriate for me and Inga when we asked you guys to play, because we met around the time that you and I met around that time. You guys, Red La Chusma was starting to come up to Santa Fe, and that's when right on time I had met Inga, and so we decided to get married. It was just like, we're gonna get Red La Chusma to play, and man, I'll never forget what you guys did.
That was an honor, man.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had a party. It was cool, man. So
man, we've had some good times, even just with you guys. Like, I don't know, anytime we get to jam together.
Yeah.
Man, we had great times when you were El Camino, bro.
Yeah,
we had
that
great
was
times.
That
then,
was
huh?
the start of it. Huh?
yeah.
And we right from the beginning, we started like switching sets, and it was like, okay, you guys play a set, we'll play a set, and you guys were doing that just to kind of help us out with the crowd so they can get used to us. And then it turned into a cool thing to where people were getting both flavors, and then you guys would jump up and jam with us, and yeah, man, it was great.
Right.
Those are good times.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think there was an instant connection between our bands.
Yeah.
It worked out, man. So you guys, Red La Chusma has been around maybe like 15 years now. Is that more?
Yeah,
right?
I would say about 16. Yeah.
That's awesome. And
18 now, going because it was like in 02 starting.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's awesome.
Time goes by so fast, dude.
It's worked to keep doing this, and to have a band and keep putting out music and new material. Are you guys recording a new album, or you're about to release a new album or something?
Well, we're about to release it. We've tracked it and we're mastering it right now, and we're just waiting for I don't know. We're just trying to figure out what to do. Like if we want to, just release it digitally and put it out there for the world, or wait till things are back to normal, or I don't know. We're just kind of feeling it out. We're not in
Right.
a rush, but we've been putting out songs like as singles as we go. We put out Big Money, and we did Calavera No Llora. We did a remake of that, and we did videos. So we're just trying to like kind of go that route right now. Just a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I remember seeing the Calavera No Llora video. That was cool. Is it your brother-in-law that did that video?
yeah, yes, Mario Ramirez. He's got Grito Productions and Grito Productions, and that was one of his creations. And yeah, man, it came out really good.
Yeah.
It was just a family event. We had everybody there was like related in some way. Aside from maybe a couple people from the crew, but it was really special. It was cool, and we did it here on the land that we had just purchased, and so it was cool. It was really meaningful. you
Yeah.
know. And that song's always been since the beginning, probably since '02. That song's probably
Yeah.
been one of the ones that stuck around. So we wanted to refresh it and give it a new I don't know, a new sound to it.
Right.
It's one of my favorite tunes. It's always been one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It's a great song. Really great song.
Thank you, man. It's
Really
fun.
great vibe.
So yeah, I was super stoked to see you guys were on this concert on this
Yeah.
Rock the Border, South the Wall concert, and you're from El Paso, right there. You're from the frontera. I mean, you probably see Juarez every day. I mean,
Every day.
growing up on the border, this has got to be like something super important to you, right? This message, and I don't know. You want to talk a little bit about this and what it means to you and the band?
Well, definitely. I mean, it is an important thing, because for ever since the band has been around, or the concept of Radio La Chusma, part of the message that we prevail is just the beauty of the borderlands, and how this is cultures coming together, and how things mix, and how new things are created here in these areas, and it's like a fault line of culture, and so that's always been our message wherever we go, and that wherever we're in Santa Fe, or up in New Mexico, or in California, we're always going to be promoting that Chuco love, that border feel, because we know the beauty and the value of that, and it's not the same if if you were to divide it in half. Of course, it's not nothing. When you sever any entity, and it's not going to be the same, and that we kind of feel that, and it's kind of, especially right now with what's going on, the border is pretty clogged up, and people don't even consider going over there right now, and so it's already kind of creating a division, but
Right.
but yeah, to continue putting up these walls, and then right here, right, if you drive right on Scenic Drive, you can see that little line that those people put together, that private group that put together like a little strip of wall, and it's all lit up, and it's crazy. It's just
The
like
one
this,
that's all fallen down, like the one that,
I
yeah.
guess, yeah,
Nah,
yeah.
yeah, dude.
And it's
Yeah.
like, but they lit it up, and they put it up, and it's like, okay, I mean, it was just a show for whatever, but it's just funny, man, like to see the people that aren't even from around here, that are all gung-ho about this wall, and most of them aren't, like I said, they don't understand the culture, they don't understand the life, and the language, and what goes on here, and how a lot of things that happen here are going to influence what happens, in more center parts of the country. And that's just always how it works, and vice versa, of course. But yeah, we're a little melting pot here. Whoa, someone's throwing sound effects in my ear.
That wasn't-
What's that? That's an alien invasion right there.
I don't know. That wasn't me though.
Oh yeah, no, that's not us. No.
That wasn't me. That was
No, but
got hacked.
everything that you're saying is right. Like
It's trying to stop me.
this show, like this wall that was being built. How much did that cost to build that?
Oh,
Wouldn't that have been better use of resources, even from a private organization, to have given that money to, like, the border issue right there? I mean, there's a ton of issues just right there in El Paso that you could help tremendously with that kind of money. You could have fed kids, you could have educated people, you could have gotten them health care, right? All these things. I mean, not even just for Mexican nationals, but for actual United States citizens, So we start doing these things and our priorities are all screwed up, like we're sitting here trying to say it's fearful on that side of the border. It's fearful, man. All of us, I mean, we've been up north for quite a while now, but like Dennis was saying, every Sunday we went to Juarez, man. My dad, my mom. I have a picture of my mom and dad when they were partying down there in Juarez with like the tuxedos and everything,
right.
I mean, this is a thing.
Yeah, I mean that's just part of life,
I've gotten my dentist work down there, my glasses.
yeah.
Bro, come on, it was nothing, and then maybe we did a little partying too, whatever. It's a fun town, man. It's Juarez, bro. Check it out, maybe sometimes. It's a pretty cool town, man.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. Like they've, it's been a while since things were like that, but. A lot of the issues, that's the thing a lot of people consider, like they're putting up a wall is going to solve the problem on the border, when there's so many issues that the United States has created south of the border, and in Mexico and South America, in Guatemala and in Central America, and they've overturned governments and turned things upside down so we can control the whatever's coming out of there. The resources, and then as the people are fleeing those areas because it's all gone to shit, they're coming this way, and then we're going to turn them away,
or we're going to separate them from their children,
right? Even
we're
worse.
We're going to do something worse,
Yeah, and then that's that thing that, like, the children being separated, that what is that going to create in 20 years? What is that creating for these kids? What are they going to be doing in 15 years?
Right.
What is going to be their mindset? And what are they going to,
it's crazy for a child's psychology. Even I've known people that, they've kidnapped their kid within a family, right? Separation. And then a parent is taking the kid somewhere, that's even traumatic for those children. And when they grow up into adults, just that. Can you imagine what this is like here? It's crazy. You're not even with family, now there's 564 kids that they're confirming that they cannot find their parents. This is insane. So this is just one issue too, right, bro? Of the many issues that are going on, but this one, it can hit you pretty hard, depending on what it is, but it's so many and it's overwhelming, so.
Yeah. I mean, it's scary, man. And I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those things that, it's turned, I don't know where would be beginning, but I think, yeah, like you said, resources into, let's put money into the social aspect of the people that are actually making the border move and and breathe and live, and there are products, and there's food, and there's people going back and forth, and they're the ones that are, that are sustaining that culture, and it needs to be better, with the narcos and all. I mean, there's so many layers to the pie, and of course you're going to see more, you're going to see a different aspect of it, more violent than what it actually is, or vice versa,
right? Or not calling the stuff when it's there, not
when it's there,
right? Yeah. No, it's, bro. We live. This is our homeland. This is where we're from, and we do have an understanding with it. Us moving up here had nothing really about getting away from stuff. It's just, how you migrate away from your home area. But that area, that borderland, is always special to me. It always will be. The desert, the simplicity of the desert, man. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Some people won't get it. They'd see barren. They see nothing. And it's like, man, have you actually been out to the desert and gone and looked, picked up some sand? You're going to pick up living things, man. Like it's totally alive, right? And El
Yes, sir.
Paso is a special place, man. You know, it's been a special place for forever. So
No, you're right.
True
You're right.
content.
Since before it was, but before anything, before the railroads, it's
it's
funny
because
because one time we were doing this event for like the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I forgot it was some kind of like big Latino convention in El Paso, and they had us playing at the plaza, right, or in the lobby of the plaza where of the theater, and so we're there, and the mayor was Mayor John Cook at the time, and he walks up and he's like, "Oh, cool! Like we're about to start playing." We just finished sound checking, and he like, "Oh, okay, let me see that." He walks in, starts shaking everybody's hand, and grabs my guitar. He's like, "Can I use your guitar?" And so he starts singing a song with the "This Land Is My Land" or whatever. And
some Woody Guthrie.
but
Yeah.
he changes the words, and so he's like talking about El Paso, and he's like, first came the railroad, and then the cowboys, or something like that, and I was like, first, like, no, there's much history before that first. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Dude, I think Woody Guthrie would have beat his ass if he would have heard him doing that, dude. Like, yeah, that he's been like, what did you
Opposite of
do?
what that song's about.
That's totally not what that song's about, man.
man. Yeah, but that was funny, but yeah, man, we've been like since, and like I said, since 2002, like when we first started, when the name of Chusma, Radio La Chusma, like one of our first gigs, when it was and this is when I was out of San Diego, was in Tijuana in the colonias, and we played like it was just for the neighborhood there, and we played out of like the cheapest looking like a karaoke machine.
Yeah.
And
Like
so
the
there was
box
like
or-
there was one it was like one standing box, and it had a microphone, and it had a like a one cable input. And so we set up, and so I sang out of that thing.
Did you put all the karaoke reverb up? Like,
And
all
then
right.
everybody had there was only one mic, and then everybody just kind of had their amp, and the drummer just kind of bung, did his thing without miking it. And the way it was set up, it was like the cement wall, like let's say 20 feet away, 25 feet away. So every time I was saying something, I was like the bounce back was coming, it was happening.
Again, slap back,
So the whole time that was all what we were hearing, and that's how we were playing along. I was like, oh my god.
Oh, dude.
So from the colonias to Tijuana to wherever we go, man, we're always trying to represent for the people and the Chusma,
You guys do.
Yeah, you do. Your music has always had a message, and that's something that I've always admired about you and your songwriting and the band. You've always that's been one constant, consistent thing.
Thank you, man.
Message, and you've been really good about getting it out there and in a way that's inspiring. It's been inspiring to me to listen to you guys, and exciting. Excite everybody to I don't know. Latino. I remember you guys, the young, you're gifted and you're brown. You guys would break into that.
That's not mine. I can't take credit for that one.
but you to me that was your thing. That's the first time I heard it.
I borrowed that. Yeah.
You brought it to the people down here, though. You brought that to the people.
I borrowed that from Mark Alvarado. Mark Moses, he's out there. He's in Santa Barbara now, but it was a Border Roots when I was playing Border Roots. I was playing bass for him.
Oh, nice.
And so there was a lot of reggae that I opened my eyes, and I saw that's a little show stop. That's a little show go getter. So I took that for a show stop.
It was a good
showmanship. The showmanship of it, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good grab because I don't know. There's something, those simple words, they're powerful, and when you guys would play them and put it to music, and the energy that you guys bring, it's really inspiring. And so yeah, I think I'm so happy to see you guys on this bill, and
there's a lot of bands from Texas too.
Oh yeah, Texas is well represented, man.
I was like, wow.
Let's see what we got here for Texas. We got Grupo Fantasma. Okay. We got Gina Chavez. We got Superfónicos. We got Amalia Mondragon.
Amalia.
Biri Biri Banda. We got Tiara Girls. and then Esther Martinez and Rizu X, and last but not least, Radio La Chusma.
Let's see.
And
There you go.
Amalia's from El Paso also.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got
Amalia,
ties
man.
to Frontera Bugaluque, no? Like she,
Yeah.
she used to. I think she rocked with Frontera for a bit.
She was also
Good
the singer
Chamuco.
for Shamanas.
Yeah.
Shamana.
There you go.
Yeah.
She's awesome. I follow her on Instagram.
And then she's
stuff.
actually on the New Mexico bill too.
Oh, is she? Oh,
But-
cool.
But
Yeah,
she's
she's got
as
a-
her alter ego.
She's got an
Oh,
alter
there's
ego,
so-
man.
What's
Yeah.
the alter ego?
Yeah.
Let's look
It's
at that
cool.
right now. You
It's
said the
cool.
New Mexico bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Tereso Contreras. Yeah, dude. She like
That's
puts,
man. It's
she puts shadow on her face like a
it's cool,
dude. And
man.
wears a cowboy hat
I
and,
think
like,
it's so cool. It reminds me
she
of like
lowers her voice and
I
she
just-
sings in a deep, like a man.
Yeah,
It's kind of
no,
like
man.
a cross genre, cross
it's punk.
dressing kind of thing.
That's
Yeah, it's
that's all
punk. It's
that's
very
all
punk.
punk rock, man.
It's
you
punk
know,
rock,
like
a
it is.
motherfucker. It's border punk rock,
It's border punk.
like a motherfucker, right there. So you guys have always represented. Let's check out this picture I downloaded right
For
here.
sure.
There's
Oh,
Radio
yeah,
Rastafari.
Ooh, that's
Puro
powerful, bro.
Rastafarian.
Buddha
That's right
there.
Rastafari.
That's
Oh,
super powerful image, bro.
Yeah, don't you like that? That's a friend of ours, Coco. She's the artist on that,
Dang.
and yeah, looks tight.
I know, it says a lot, man.
I can't wait to see the rest of it. Yeah, you like that?
Mhm.
Ask the lion, the lion.
Yeah,
Totally. That's a dope
yeah,
mashup.
everything. Like the
Headdress.
combo, like just
Aztec headdress.
and see that's what we're talking about, right? You know, this crossing of genres, right? You know, and you know, there was a thing I was as I was doing some events with some folks and I was recording with some like world music people on some things, you know, started thinking about, yeah, we can do these styles and stuff, but you know, watching like the gentrification of styles, right? We have to be aware of too. We have to totally pay homage, and by paying homage, we learn what the music really is. We don't just fake the sounds. We don't fake the movements. We don't fake the words. You figure out what they mean. You figure out what the groove is like of a cumbia or whatever you're playing, or reggae or whatever, and then you figure a way to combine them in a correct way. You can't, you know, it's easier said than done, but you know, even that, you got to be careful that you're not just gentrifying stuff, but that you're really absorbing what those cultures really are and recognizing what it is, you know. And I think like with that image, man, that's like, to me, I was like, oh, that's dope. You know, it's a combo of everything that you guys are. You know, it's pretty much there, you know, the lion, and then, you know, the whole aspect thing.
Try, yeah.
So, and that's what Latino Latinx culture brings, man. We bring variety, we bring style, we bring good change, man, to what's going on out there, man. You know, we cook the food, we pick the food, we clean up,
Right.
and then we play music for you guys. We bring dope grooves for you guys. You know, I mean, there's a lot of things, you know. So I
That's
mean,
true.
I remember when we first started, like the popularity of like Latin music, right? Especially with like nosotros, right? Once we started doing some salsa stuff, right? Remember we were in that time when like, you know, El Cantante came out and Mark Anthony, and I mean, Latin
Dude,
was
you guys
right?
are all over it, man.
But then, you know, we were just doing it. We just happened to be like in there. It wasn't like we were like, oh, this is happening, let's grab this. This is it. Just not it. It was taught to us by people, man.
Right.
You know,
It was
and
a learning
people,
process.
the people
for-
that taught us what we do are like hardcore, you know. I mean, Chris Trujillo taught us clave and taught us a lot of things about the music we played. And then as we explored it more, you start to learn about the cultures of that music, because you need to understand that in order to play this music correctly. You can't just be like, I'm just gonna do a Latin band, I'm gonna play like, nah, man. You got to understand, sometimes you're playing protest music, man. You're playing deep songs. You can't just be covering music and just like whatever. You got to really learn it. So take the time.
Some of these rhythms and some of these beats, survived a lot of hardships, you know, for us to be able to make money off them, enjoy them, you know, dance to them, you know. Oh yeah, I like this, you know. Whereas you know, there was this one beat that would be, it was like a kind of like the Nyabingi, but it would start on the one, boom 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 right? But just a little dunk dunk,
Mhm.
and it was yeah. So it was like one of the rhythms they would do when they had like chains on their legs, you know.
This is
Like,
cumbia, right? This
like
is
the
why
cumbia,
the leg doesn't move that much. There's,
también,
right? There's chains, man.
cumbia.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's really true. That a lot of these rhythms are,
They suffered and they
but
survived, and
and
they
there's
they-
power in
survived.
them. And that's what brought a lot of these,
Yeah.
help get these people through those times.
And that's cool, Dad. I think like I'm really just want to give you guys props for like jumping on that and like being it more like especially like Randy's been getting all political and like
Well, once you start
and so but
learning
it's good,
stuff, man.
like I'm glad to see it, like it feeds my fire, like
Well,
to see
if
that
we just
happening.
learned it, man, we need to educate ourselves. There's many times I've been naive, man. I was talking to Gilbert, man. We're always naive. We're always learning something, man.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what? Maybe you were wrong. It's okay, man. Maybe you said some derogatory things when you were young and stupid, man.
Right.
You know what, man? Did you learn from it? Then there you go, man.
Right.
And did you become a better person for what's going on? I think so, man. And I think if people just looked at it like that, but and looked at what they were doing, like you're saying, these rhythms, this music suffered. So let's think about that. I mean, we don't mean to ruin your good time out there thinking about like how hard this music but you know what? Maybe you do need to think about it a little bit. So you have it in the back of your head so you appreciate it, man.
That's
and
kind of why I try to throw it in, like every now and then in the songs, I try to keep it there, but in a light kind of way, I guess.
Right. Well, if you look at a lot of our big influences for every band, I think even speaking for all the bands I've never even fucking met in this lineup, I think our influences have done that. Like when you look at the people that you listen to and the music you listen to, they tend to have a message, and I think that's our due diligence as musicians out here, where it's like, yeah, you can play some run-of-the-mill bar shit and make people dance and have a good time, but at some point you have to be about something and you have to stand for something, and you got to be able to reflect that in your music. It's a gift, and like we say, music heals and it brings people together. Well, what are you going to do once you bring people together? You're going to bring them together and just be like, everything's fine and it's all good, and just look through life through rose-colored glasses. It's like, no, this music that we're doing out here can be a weapon, and it can be something that's a tool, an instrument that really inspires people. So when I look at that, to me, it's at some point if you're a musician out here right now and you're not being political in some way or having a standpoint, that's a privilege. That's a total privilege flex, because it says that you don't really give a shit. Like these issues that are going on in the world right now don't affect you in any way. And that's a very bold statement to make, because right now I feel everybody's affected. Like what me and Randy were talking about is it's the time for reflection. We have to fucking reflect on everything that we do, down to the gigs that we did, where it's like, okay, we did the social distancing gig and we have to wear our masks. We have to do all this. But then afterwards we have that conversation. Well, how comfortable were we? We have to be honest with ourselves and stuff and look, say, hey, did we contribute to these rise in numbers and shit by getting together and doing this show? Like, we really have to like self-edit and look at ourselves first. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel you
can't be afraid to call people out on that shit, because I think that's really what's going on now, is we're letting a lot of stuff slide, and we kind of have to stop, because it's like, yo, letting this shit slide is where it's gotten us. And even with the music and stuff too, by just making music that doesn't say anything, I'm like, yo, now's the time to take back the radio waves and really say something with the music. You see a lot of artists, people want to bash Cardi B and shit and Meg Thee Stallion and all that, and it's like, well, at least they're getting involved. They're doing some shit. Like they're at least getting a newer generation involved in voting and talking about candidates and all that stuff.
Aware.
And we need that kind of awareness. We need people to really, like, having a conversation today with this other musician about it. It's up to us to be that example. Like, we have to be the ones that are really putting our best foot forward and our best face on. You know what I mean? Anytime you're taking a fucking photo out in public, you better have a fucking mask on. You better, you know what I mean? Have your distance, and you should be about that, making that message that it's like, hey, this is what it is. And I think it's really beautiful to see all these bands come together to kind of carry that on, because we have all been influenced by people that have had, like, there's not one artist that we listen to, I think, that hasn't tried to say something. Like, you look at you know, a lot of the salsa artists, there's you know, the stuff that we listen to, there's rebellious music there. There's music that has, you know what I mean, that speaks about it, and you don't realize it because the rhythm makes you dance and it's really upbeat and all that. But when you break down the lyrics, you're like, yo, this shit is really deep.
It's like a history
And
lesson of
yeah,
you know.
you know, so to me that's very, like, I think for us it's important that we carry on that tradition in making rebel music. Us being, me being a big reggae fan, and Bob Marley and every reggae artist, it's rebel music. You got to make music that's gonna
It is rebel
get
music,
you,
man.
you know what I mean, it's gonna hit your subconscious and
Yeah.
get you to really think about life on a different level. It's easy to write a song about dancing and having a good time and just being whatever. It's kind of hard to take something and oh, I just got the cue to wrap it up. Sorry, I'm at the Oscars. No, I don't know what that is.
It's
Wrap
Wrap it
up.
up, B.
he's all
Wrap it
smoking
up,
that
B.
weed. Hey, bro, can we have some of that too, bro?
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I'm very blessed and honored, I feel, to be a part of this lineup with everybody, because I feel everybody has that same fire in their belly and in their heart right now with what's going on. And I think this is an issue that definitely needs to be talked about and addressed, because it affects us all down here. Like, you can say that it doesn't, but it does. Like, you know what I mean? Like I said, anytime you say something doesn't really affect you, that's just a flex. That's a total privilege flex, where you're like, you don't worry about that shit in your life. And it's like, must be nice. You know what I mean? It must be really nice to just disregard those kind of things, you know, because right now it's affecting a lot of people. So, but yeah, so let's keep on with the movement. Fists up, people. It's weird. I have to look.
Okay,
Fists up, yeah.
Cool. Thanks so much, Andy, for coming on and talking with us. And
You got Gilbert all riled up there, bro.
I know. I'm like,
I know.
let's do this right now. Let's do it.
He's like,
Yeah.
Ernie was all like, damn, I'm just gonna hang out.
One more time for Mr. Ernesto Tina Head. Let's Radio La Chusma in the house. Let's look at that again. Buddha Rastafari right there.
forward to hearing your performance. But I wish I could tell everybody what time everyone was playing, but I think the best thing is just to tune in at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Get back and enjoy the show.
4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Mountain time. That's right.
So you know how is it going to work? It's going to be like state by state.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
It's
I
going to
know.
go by who
You're gonna
became a
have to tune in,
state
bro.
first.
You're gonna have
That's
to
what
just
we're
tune in and watch it, man. And
It's actually, I think, how who became a state first. We're going to go in order by the year of like who got their statehood first.
Okay.
No. Okay, bad joke. Here, let me do. See, people don't like that. Wow. But yeah,
anyway, bro, it's awesome to see
Much
you, man,
love.
and congratulations
man.
to the new addition on the family, bro. And tell everybody we said hi.
Yeah,
man,
man.
you know?
We can't wait to jam out for reals.
Yeah, I hope to see you in person very
Oh,
soon.
you know it's going to be epic, man. When it goes down, we're gonna be all, it's gonna be all, what do I do?
I know. We're not gonna know what to do.
It's gonna be all, what do you want? Do I stand right here? What do you? I'm too loud. What do you need?
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, cool. It was
All
good
right,
talking,
guys.
chatting with you, brother.
Love you guys, man.
Much love to you, bro.
Love you,
Keep it up.
Eduardo.
Keep it going.
Definitely.
Right on, brother. Same to you, brother.
Ernie.
All right, Ernie. Thank you, bro.
I always dug that name too, man. I always thought that name was super powerful as well. You know, I'm like, why did these bands get dope names? I want to try to come up with the best name ever. That's one of the best band names.
names is tough. Band names is real tough.
All right, so I'm going to bring in our next guest really, really quick here because we're running short on time here for Kilko from Barakutanga.
Dun dun dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Dun, 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 dun.
Hey, how are you guys?
Ba-dum, ba-bum,
Yeah,
ba-dum,
yeah,
ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum,
There you go.
ba-dum, ba-dum.
Exactly, man.
No, that's right. We did have no intro music. I'm like, I have to make it up.
Yeah,
I'm like
right.
Bobby McFerrin.
I know I
style.
got to get my game on tight.
Awesome.
I'm slacking on the music.
It took me 5 years of playing in the band to learn that song. So I had to.
Yeah.
What up, Kilko Paz, man? Your name says it all too.
Not much, man.
Barakutanga in the house, man.
Thank you, and thank you, Dennis. You know, Randy Gilbert. It's been always a pleasure to sharing this. Like for me, 12 years of music here in the land of enchantment. So I'm very glad I have found such a vibrant community of musicians, and especially such a good people, people that care about what's going on in the world, which is happening. It's happening a lot. So I'm glad to found you guys here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it
Oh
is. It's
man.
a crazy time, and I think the concert that we're all participating in this Friday is an important one. I mean, we can talk a lot about all the artists. It's a given. There's a stellar lineup of artists, but I think what really needs to be pushed, what it's really about, is that we're all uniting to put this message forward. It's a very important message forward, and Barakutanga is a perfect fit for this band because you guys have definitely not shied away from speaking what you guys believe in, and this is something that that you guys proudly stand for, and something that I really admire about Barakutanga, that has taken a stance and really just expresses themselves well. So yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts and what you're looking forward to about this concert coming up on Friday.
Yeah, I was listening to the previous interviews, and then I think we all agree about one thing, that music is a powerful mean of communication, and then we have the power in our hands, and then we should use it. And then sometimes we are so afraid about saying things, and then being afraid about like being politically correct or incorrect, whatever. Why? We as human beings, I'm not even talking about the bands. We are as human beings, we are political beings. We don't need to be afraid of being political. We can be. And then people, if you don't like the politics of one place, one people, it's okay too. So that is part of the conversation that we need to start having, beyond these limits that we put to ourselves, right? So I think that is the first point that I really would like to highlight. And then Barakutanga always, since the beginning, we make music for dancing, but while you're shaking your booty, you can shake your mind too, because that is more
Yeah.
important, that you shake your mind, because our minds just became just okay with everything that is going on, and what is going on is not okay. So we need to shake our minds, because that is one that is kind of numbed, and then we became so comfortable about the things that happen that are not okay. So that is very important.
No,
Yeah,
man. It's that whole thing, as you just said, shake your mind, shake your booty, shake your mind.
Yeah.
I see a song coming from you guys with something in that, but it's also it's exactly on point what we're talking about. This music, when we play it, I think people just weren't really listening, and maybe even sometimes we weren't listening. We need to not be naive as musicians ourselves, right? And I think about now how I'll never take advantage of another gig, or I'll never everything will be special on every gig I take from now on, because it's been taken away. You learn from things, right? And so
Yeah.
this is like, I think a lot of us play music, and sometimes we need to think about where it comes from. And then in turn, this will make us better musicians too, because then
Yeah,
we have the
totally.
expertise of that. We understand it. I mean, you guys have a band that plays multiple styles from different countries in South America. It's huge. I mean, and you're talking about, people always want to group like Latinos into one group. You're talking about an entire continent of culture and food and language and vibe. So you guys come from a band that plays all these styles and still can combine it, and it's because you have an understanding of the country or the vibe that you're going for. You're not gentrifying the rhythm because you think it's cool. I
Mhm.
mean, there is a certain coolness to it that we're looking for. I think that you as a songwriter, you look for, but it's important to understand where these grooves come from.
Yeah,
When I
totally.
was with you guys, this is where I got an education on Colombian cumbia, and what's going on, and then you're like, oh, it's been there, it's obvious. And since I learned that, that'll be with me for the rest of my life. You can't tell me any different. You won't tell me anything new. It's opened my eyes up. So,
Right.
that's what you
Shit,
guys do.
you guys have some of the baddest educators in town in your band. You know what I mean? Like you guys got some of the bad. You got Micah, you got Nick, like the extraordinary musicianship going on there, but also on the scholar level where they are teachers. They teach and they give that. So like that, you know what I mean? There's a lot. I love watching you guys play. Like the lineup.
Thank you, man.
Stellar. Love to you guys. I'm over here trying to find your Volver Atrás link so we can
that's
your
right.
campaign. You guys are raising money to do your album. So
yeah, exactly. And then
our brother Dennis Hasso up here. Where is he? Oh, he's wait, this way. There's Dennis right there. He's recording stuff for you guys, and then you guys are we're doing the whole online stuff. Like, that's the great thing nowadays, being able to make music, and then you work with great engineers, but you don't have to be there. You can just send them stuff and you get products.
I don't know if you can read that. Yeah, so if you can get that FDCLD
actually,
equal.
If you wanna, it would be just baracutanga.com/volver atrás. That is kind of a short link for the big ugly link. But
hey, tell me that again.
baracutanga.com/volver atrás.
Okay.
I'm going to post it here in the comment section for people.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, we're actually just what you said, Randy, minutes ago is just what we're looking with this new CD, because volver atrás means going back, but it's not the going back like it's backwards. It's a concept that we borrowed from the indigenous people all over, that they have this concept about moving forward, but with the past in front of you. It's not only looking back to move forward. It's not that. It's just putting the past in front of you. So because that is the only thing that is certain that happened, and that is the only thing that can guide you, especially through these difficult times. So right now we're thinking about, what we're gonna do with this crisis, what is happening. The world is crazy, but maybe we can take the learnings from the past, and then we will find the answers right there. We just need to internalize that we are not omnipotent and we know what is going to happen, and then progress is the thing. No, we have gone too far, so it's time to volver atrás, but moving forward. You know what I mean? So exactly like you said, Randy, it's just not gentrifying. How is gentrificando? Right?
See,
It's not like that, but it's always with respect, and we try to do this in the band. And then it's not only our roots music; it's just having Micah, Paul, Nick in the band. When you were there, it was like a big learning for us. For me, especially because I didn't even know what I was doing when we started this band. It was like a Brazilian band, and nobody was from Brazil. So
but
it was
See,
funny.
yeah, this is the thing that as immigrants, or people that come to this country, this is what you bring. You brought information and education to myself, Nick, Micah, anybody else that has played in this group.
Yeah, we all learn.
And vice versa, right? Like,
totally.
Right? There's nothing wrong with it. This is exactly what's needed, right? These are the bridges that we talk about, people want to get fearful about our border issues and things like this. We're fearful about things we don't need to be fearful about. There's things we need to take care of, like social issues like healthcare and education for people on the border area, or our migrants that come through. This is important. This country is built off of migrants, man. This is fact. So it's important that we recognize this. And people are like, sometimes we at this mindset where, we should all just think as Americans. Okay, of course, in this one philosophy, but at the same time, it's important to recognize people of color, for where they're from and their culture and who they are, and yourself, from Bolivia, like I didn't know anybody from Bolivia till I met you. But what did I do? I went and started looking on the internet about Bolivia and
That's
taught
good.
myself some things, man, so I'm not complete. So it's not just the one thing you hear, that's usually the negative thing that comes out of other countries, that's the sensational. No, there's so much other things that are amazing that you should just do a little research, man. You'll be, and your mind will open up, and then you can't go back. You can't go, you know, you when you talk about looking at the past, right? You're
Yeah.
really wanting to do that so you can move forward, man. You're right. So
Exactly.
you're looking at it not to revisit it, right? Not to go
No,
to
no.
move forward, man.
Exactly.
And
Exactly. That is the concept, Randy. You're on the
am
spot.
I right? I'm right
Totally.
again? No, not really.
No, but and then also, for me, and then since you brought that, learning about another culture, and then, to be honest, 12 years ago, if you ask me which country I wanted to live next, I would say any country, but not the US. I've been honest, because we had a lot of suffering in South America, in Bolivia, with the DEA, and then all the
Absolutely.
politics. We had like dictatorship back for the US and everything. And then, to be honest, I was very ignorant in that sense, saying, I don't want to have to do any. I don't want to go to the US. I would think in Europe, I don't know, Brazil, Argentina, and then I ended up here. And I stayed 12 years, even though I was thinking I'm going to be there for 1 year, because I got married and everything. But I met such an amazing amount of people here that I say, I was so wrong, because there is really cool people. And that is what is just kept me doing what I'm doing with my music. And then in Baracutanga, we always think that way. There is good people everywhere. And I think there are more people in that than bad people, or whatever.
Oh
But
yeah.
the key is just bringing the best of the place where you live. It doesn't matter where you live. So I'm very grateful for that. Now I'm moving again to Costa Rica, and I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna find fantastic people there, and I'm gonna find like bad people there as well, right? But we need to keep consistent with what we do, and then moving forward in that sense.
Right.
Right. And whether wherever we move on to or what we do after this vote happens and this election happens, it's still important that we still fight for what our country should be. You'll always be a part of America no matter where you go, or United States. You'll always be a part of that, and those values you're going to be able to take with you, and you're always going to fight for that. And I think when you came to this country, like you said, you didn't want to come here, but then when you come here, you see why people come here. But then that gets manipulated against us. But people, there's a reason why you come here. There's a reason why people will suffer and ride that train called the Beast, and all the way up from Mexico to come up to Laredo and try to cross through swamps and things. There's reasons for it, man. Like from what Ernie was talked about earlier, how our policies have affected these countries for many years, way before any of us were born, right? But yet we have some education to have looked at our past and seen this and been like, wow, that's crazy that this went down. And we see this is the direct result of why we have migrant caravans and why we have so-called crisis on the border. The real crisis is not helping these people when they get to the border and taking their kids away from them and separating them. That's the crisis, because we have a dictatorship. Like you said, Kilko, you come from Bolivia. About dictatorship. Unfortunately, this is not like something. It's cool.
Right.
You had dictators before it was cool. Now we got one. Like it's not a good thing. And fortunately, here in America, I think we have hopefully some tools in place that will prevent this from happening. A lot of people are realizing what's going on. We have record turnout for voting. I mean, it's amazing to hear stories of like 3 weeks till election and Alabama had already hit its absentee voter record, you
Yeah,
know.
totally.
So we know people are out there voting for change, you know, and that we're still fighting for
Hopefully
this
good change.
way, you know. So,
Hopefully
Cool.
for
but
good
dude,
change.
you know how it is. You guys are really great, and I really admire the style of Barakutanga, and it's awesome that
Thank
you
you,
guys
man.
are part of this thing with us from New Mexico, and I'm glad like New Mexico can actually have like a a pretty cool voice to lend for this
Right.
cause, and
This is
like
gonna
you
be
said, it's cool hanging with so many cool people, like-minded in a sense, you know.
right.
Totally.
Make sure everybody tunes in on Friday. We got
Yes.
here like little plug real quick. Rock the Border. We're
Bum,
gonna be
ba-dum,
Friday on
bum
23rd.
bum ba-dum,
And there's gonna be
ba-dum,
a lot of
bum, ba-dum.
great people. Let's go through the lineup real quick.
Totally.
Look, we got from Arizona.
Chicha.
Wow, dude. Chicha. That's another thing that Barakutanga taught me. So, you know,
Right.
Chicha.
That's
for
dope.
Yeah.
chicha.
Chicha for drinking. You don't know the best chicha, which is drinking chicha.
Yeah.
And then
Well, you
for
know
New
me, I
Mexico.
didn't do much drinking, you know, but now I do.
Well,
Hey, look
guys,
at
yeah, I just sorry.
I know your time's limited, Kyoko. I know you got.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to leave, but I just wanted to say once again, thank you so much, Dennis, Randy, Gilbert, and all the guests that you had. I think this is a great initiative, and just closing remarks, maybe to say, there are bigger walls that we need to tear down. The physical walls are really easy to tear down. Those are the simple ones. The biggest issues, the walls and barriers, are right here in our minds. Those are the difficult ones. So it's thanks to these kind of events that we could open minds and decolonize minds, which is more important than anything, basically.
Yeah.
So once again, thank you so much, guys.
Right on.
And it's
Stay
been
safe and healthy out there, okay, man?
okay,
Mask
my
up.
friend. Okay, my friend.
And everybody, don't forget to donate or to help Barakutanga finish
Yes,
the album.
Right.
There, it's tough.
please.
It's a
Another
band, yeah.
yeah.
To try to put an album out right now and not making any money really. So they're really depending on our contributions. So please, the links
Thank you
there
so
in the
much.
comment section.
Man, you can get a
support
shirt. Check out their tiers. You'll get a shirt. Yeah,
I know,
you can
man.
get them to play for you if you want, man. It's, I don't know.
Yeah, we can play for your private party. We have really good perks, and then of course you're gonna be able to enjoy the album before anybody else, because we really don't know when we're gonna release it. So it's so uncertain now. But we really appreciate if you just
Well, with
make your
everybody's
donation.
help, everybody's help, you guys can get that out here soon. So we look forward to
And
it.
it's a great album. I have the insights.
Yeah,
They're
thanks
really
to
good.
Dennis.
And I might have played a song or two.
And Randy played a couple of songs too.
I might be on there also. So
They're really beautiful songwriting and some amazing arranging. It's just it's great. You guys will love it. So
Thank you.
please donate.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
But
Appreciate. Bye, my friend.
We'll see you.
Later.
See you soon.
See you soon.
Kilko Pass. Dude, his mom, man, is a pretty awesome person out of Bolivia too. You should check her out a little bit, man. But yeah, it's great sharing of the cultures, the different people today. Talking a little bit to Noe from Honduras, and then getting Ernie from Radio La Trisma's perspective from El Paso, which that's why that segment went on long, because we're from there, so it's like talking with an old buddy, and we know our dialects or our own sort of vibe, and so we're really close with those guys.
Yeah, Cruces El Paso. It's just it's spreading more and more to where you're you barely leave one and you're entering the other one. But yeah, that's definitely home. I mean, growing up close to the border like that, like these issues really hit home. Like Randy was saying earlier, we all grew up with migrant kids in our classes. There was always, growing up at Doña Elementary, there were always a couple kids in the class that didn't speak English. And Doña Ana at the time especially was, I think, 90% Latino, and it was, we're so close to the border, and just,
Yeah.
really brought up with these, and our families too, that cross the border, and that's why we're here, I mean,
Totally.
the three of us were born here, but, we're not very far removed from, from Mexico for me, and I think for all three of us here. But, my parents really raised me to, to take in the migrants. I grew up right on a highway, Doniana Road, for anybody that's familiar with it, but it's a highway that takes you straight into Hatch, and farming all along the way there. And migrants would just, they'd cross the border and they'd walk right along that highway and look for work on the farms. And they would always stop at our house and ring the doorbell, and just, they're hungry, they wanted food, just continue on their journey to find work. And many times we were at home alone, and the doorbell would ring, but our parents taught us, what to do. And what to do wasn't hide and lock the door. It was to help them out, give them some water, make them a sandwich.
Yeah.
And I can remember one time, some migrants stayed with us. They showed up at our door. They had a baby, and they stayed with us for a few days. And my parents, helped them find work in the area. And it's just how we were brought up, so to I don't know, to know that there are people that are just actively trying to, like, stop this, and not, rather than lend a helping hand, just literally build walls, is really just, I don't know, it's an important issue for me. And
It
happy
makes
to,
no sense. Yeah, I mean, we talk about this for hours, man. About, like, now, as I guess we're adults or whatever, we think about politics, whatever. These are this is like crazy to think about what's going on. Like the separation of children on our border is like sickening
Right.
to me. I'm to like how it's changed down there, like how it's so militarized now on the border. I mean, there's always been a border there. It's not like even when we were younger, like we didn't have to cross anything. We went across bridges. We had to go through checks, the checkpoints, but now it's so much different, because of fear, and then, like Ernie was saying, though, there's a lot of issues that go on. You can't be naive to say that it's just one thing. There's issues that happen, but it stems from a history of things, and it's going to take a lot to solve it. And I think one of the things to do is, like, we got to start healing, like the acceptance of it, the acceptance of all the things that we've done that are horrendous in U.S. policy towards south of our border. We have
Right.
to have acceptance of this stuff, man, and then we can heal, and then we can move on. Some people are going to be like, "Oh, you're liberal, blah 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 blah." Man, whatever, I mean, it's I can't see how that is, man. I don't even read the Bible, but for some reason I feel like if I'm more in tune to that word than some people, at times.
yeah,
It's
no,
a little bit
it feels like
strange.
it just becomes a very simple question of right and wrong, like,
Right.
what's right and what's wrong.
Absolutely.
It's not even politics. It's just some things are just so clear, of what's right and what's wrong, and helping people out,
And there's
building
some
bridges,
things you don't do.
walls.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't do certain things, and you figure out other ways and other solutions, and sometimes it's hard. But the solutions that this administration has come up with is definitely not what you need, and now we're going to have issues in 20 years. This is going to have ramifications, even as we try to sit here and fix what's going on. And I want people out there to vote, correctly. I mean, it's weird, we can get really polarized about how to vote. I really hope people, really do the right thing. I mean, I really try not to say who to vote for. I'll say who I'm voting for sometimes, and right now it's not even relevant. But, I really hope that people, that are coming out with all, has everybody's getting the voting now, and they take their selfie and I'm voted, and it's like, yeah, and I like it, man, because I've been trying, hey, man, deadlines, here's the voting stuff. I like it when people are out there voting. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, whatever. But are you voting for a fascist? Are you excited? I voted for
Are you
fascism.
voting for
I voted
death
for
and
more
testing?
children in cages. Like,
Yeah.
is that where your vote's at? I hope it's not.
Right.
And unfortunately, we have that. We can. I mean, fortunately and unfortunately, we can do that in this country. We have this choice, and so that's why, like, I'm not gonna be like, don't do third party, don't do this, don't do that. People are adults, man, and I really feel they know what they need to do, and right now it's not time for a protest in this sense. The protest is to move on from what we have now, and let's start to heal, and we'll have some quiet for a little bit, maybe. I know
Right.
for one, I keep telling I'm gonna jump off, man. Once this election goes, see what's going on, see past this transition. I'm gonna step off the internets for a little bit, and try to manage the other things, but really just try to watch from afar. I think,
Yeah.
Social media.
Yeah, no, I think it's cool, but we'll try to wind down here a little bit. But yeah, so we want everybody to tune in this Friday, 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We're going to be just encouraging people to vote, raise awareness about the wall. We're standing for no more wall being built. And I was reading today how the Supreme Court is taking on the issue now about whether the administration can use Pentagon funds, to build
already appropriated funds by Congress to move it towards something that's not been approved. Right. Let's just say what it is. That's exactly what it is. So
yeah,
and it's, like Josh English. Here we go.
And I was reading a little about Laredo. Beto hit us up from Grupo Fantasma to do this show, and he's from Laredo. And Raquel, who's one of the organizers, I believe she's from Laredo also. And this wall is really hitting close to home for them. I mean, Laredo's a border town, but the wall that they're trying to build there in Laredo is it's not government land, so they're just kind of going in and bulldozing and building
eminent domain. Yeah,
and they're building it. They have to build it on this side of the river. So you can imagine, like, here you grew up along this beautiful body of water, and then all of a sudden they're just gonna trying to build this.
Well, there's already people that, like, their land, they actually they gave them a code so they could open up the gate so they could go through to the other side, because you can't build a wall all on Mexico. Mexico ain't gonna let you build a wall on Mexico land. You're gonna have to put it on USA land. So the river does everything all weird. So yeah, next thing you know, you have people's land that's cut off. How can you even support that, man? This is stupid. And this is what we're gonna do. This is why I'm doing this. This is like when you asked to do this, I'm me, I'm way into it. Let's go. I wish there was more to do. Right now in the pandemic, it's hard to get out to protest. I mean, but it would be pretty wild right now. And I'm thankful that people are kind of being responsible. Our state's a little bit hot right now, but I think this is the safest way we can try to have some voice for it, and just keep saying stuff. And I'll be cool with people. I'm cool with people, man.
I'm waiting.
They want to come back on talk smack on social media about stuff. It's cool. Let's talk. It's all good. But be smart.
Yeah, conversation is good. It's totally good. I had a conversation today over some stuff, and because we're talking about voting and stuff. I haven't voted yet. I'm waiting because I'm waiting on COVID test results because of my travels. For those, I traveled recently to Arizona and got engaged, and then I came back, and that was the first thing we were talking about that when we were performing. Oh yeah, give me some applause. I'll clap.
Here, I'll do it.
Oh, let me do the better clap though. That wasn't very enthused. There we go. There's a better enthused. I don't want to get in trouble. I'm like, man, make them claps big and loud. But yeah, so after traveling, we had talked about that before we had gone to do a show. And that was our thing of saying, since we are traveling, looking at getting tested and stuff like that, because we want to do what we can and make sure that we're not contributing to rising numbers and stuff like that. And then there was something on social media, and then I made a comment, and then it led to a conversation. And it was great because we were able to understand where we were coming from and stuff, and seeing that we're coming from the same place and all that. But it's important, you know what I mean? And talking earlier, we're talking about like self-reflection, and that's a big part of it right now, I think, too, with the voting and just everything involved. Like you have to self-reflect and be able to look in the mirror every night before you go to bed and be like, I did my best and I tried, and how am I going to try tomorrow? How am I going to do better? And I always want to move forward that way, and then like in voting and that's like a big thing too as well, because you're kind of like, well, who I'm voting for, like how is that going to affect down the road and stuff like that, so that kind of thing, like having those conversations, we can't be afraid how we're talking about admitting what, like, everything with the United States, like that is the first step. Like you have to realize that it's not like, and it's confusing too, because you say, people are like, America's number one, or how is it to be American? And I'm kind of like, I don't really get that, because we had talked about that. And I think it was even with Kilko. Well, I think one time when we played with Barakutanga, and it was like, yeah, like it's just the United States of America. Like the Americas is like North and South of America. And there's more to it than just the United States, but we act like we're the center and like the end all be all of that shit. And it's kind of like, yo, dude, like this is kind of big. It's bigger.
And you know what?
us.
I took when I was younger on that, I seen that same argument just to show you. I think I was naive, man. I remember that same argument was presented to me, and I remember being like, "Man, it's just blah, blah, blah." Man, like we can all learn, and grow and stuff, and we have a whole lifetime to do it. We don't have to know everything right away. We can learn. So anyway,
Yeah, no, totally.
Dennis, you got anything else to say? Your mom enjoyed listening to us again, always, but she knows what's up, man. Your mom's
knows
down
what's
south.
up.
She knows
Yeah.
what's up.
That's the story earlier about
These are really good people.
Yeah, they really just taught us to love everybody, and we always lended a hand to people that came knocking. I don't know what it was. My mom could talk more about it too, but we actually heard, I don't know how true it is, but we had these wooden posts outside of our home, and that someone had told us that there was some markings on the post that let the migrants know that this was a safe place to stop.
I've heard of that.
Food and water.
Oh, huh.
And so we would get a lot of migrants. And like I said, when we got, a lot of times both my parents worked a lot, when I was a kid. And so we spent some time at home, especially in the summers when there was no school, by ourselves at home. And they didn't teach us to lock the doors and run away when someone would come to our door and ask for food and water. They make them, make a sandwich, find out what they need, what they want, what they're asking for, and let's help them out. And I was saying earlier, I remember my parents bringing a family in, housing them for a few days, and it was cool. I remember hanging out with the family. I remember playing soccer with them, outside, me and my brothers, and they became part of our family for those few days. And my parents just really helped them out. So yeah, my mom's definitely on the right side of the message here. And I thank my parents for teaching me that, and passing it on to me and passing it on to my kids. So yeah, it's an important issue for me. It really is. And for all of us, I think, that's participating in this. I think, like I was saying earlier, it's a stellar lineup. And of course it's great to be a part of it, and that's one half of it. But the other half really is the message that we're all putting forward, that, I feel like all the acts that are on this bill really believe in it, and that's an important and powerful thing, to be able to unite in this way musically all across the border, from California to Texas. I mean, I think it's a brilliant idea, and so I'm honored and happy to be a part of it.
This concert is actually bigger than the real wall, like big time. Like it dwarfs the actual size of the wall, really. So let's make sure no more gets built.
Right. Well, cool, bros. I don't know if you guys have any closing remarks there.
I said a lot of stuff. I said a lot of things.
3 p.m. PDT. I don't know what that is. Pacific daytime.
You're all
Pacific
PTSD.
And then 4 p.m. MDT.
That's
And
Mountain
then 5
Daylight
p.m.
Time. Central
Oh,
Daylight
see,
Time.
I'm learning as I only know New Mexico Daylight Time.
Eastern. Yeah. New Mexico Daylight Time.
I know the daylight time from my couch in my house.
I don't know what
'Cause
time
I've
that
been,
is
like-
in Arizona though. 4 p.m. I
Right.
don't. What time is it in Arizona right now?
No, it confuses me in Arizona because I know they don't do the time change, so I forget when we're.
So we're
It's 8:30 right now. Because when we were there, it's an hour. Like when you called me when I was there,
they'll
it
be
was
at
like
we'll be on at 3 then in Arizona, I guess. They
right,
know.
so that's
They know what.
Pacific. That's PD. That's PDT. That
Yeah,
sounds
they'll
like a
know
double
what's
hip hop
up.
group. 3
No,
p.m.
but
How about you
shout-
just tweet on Facebook and stay on our page all day, and we'll
Yeah.
entertain you. How about that, America or Facebook?
Well, thank you, America. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Dennis, for getting us together. Thank you, Beto from Grupo Fantasma for reaching out to us. Thank you to all the immigrants for what you do, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Shout out to everyone here tonight. Let's do a little shout out. We got Noe Usu Santos. Shout out.
Little.
And then Radio La Chusma. And then Barakutanga. So yeah. Oh, here, let me do it. I'm over here trying to. I forget. I need another
We're
arm.
making our own sounds, and we got all this all dope sounds. We're like, yeah.
I'm all what? Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
So tune in this Friday, 4 p.m. I'm not sure how long it's gonna go. I wish I could tell you what time we were playing, or any of the other bands were playing, but I think it's just best. I believe not all the shows are very long. I know our segment Nosotros is 10 minutes. Nuestros Santos is about 10 minutes. So I think a lot of acts are probably about that time length. And I'm assuming as the acts get bigger and the amount of Grammys they won, their sets will get longer. But either way, I think it's going to be a pretty amazing show. I know it's going to be hosted in part by Las Cafeteras. I think a couple of their band members or one of their band members is going to be hosting it. And so I think it's going to be really cool.
Right. And then here's the link, you can actually for the show the day of, and they also have a GoFundMe account too as well.
Yeah, we'll be sure to post stuff, especially on that day, about where you can find the show, and if we can share it on our Facebook page, I'm sure we'll be able to. We'll definitely do that. But
Right.
you can
We'll figure it out.
our site for links to the show this Friday.
I know personally I'm going to be watching to watch everybody else and not us because I was there when we did our stuff. So I know what's in store for that. I'm
sounds
looking
good.
Excited to, yeah. And then being
stoked.
able to see too, like everything, I was like the finished product. You're like, yeah, we're very proud to be part of this.
That was a
put in
long day
some work.
to throw all that together, man. Like it was hardcore.
Mhm.
Like even, but
Big ups to Mr. Dennis Hassel who
Yeah,
put all
man.
that together.
Definitely. He had a long day, man, for that. Yeah, there you go. He's over here.
That's weird. No, I have to be.
No, he had a long day, but it was awesome. It really came out good, and I thought the band sounded really good. And we haven't had a lot of time to get together, so we still got some shots. It's cool.
For those that don't know, we recorded at Frogville Studio in Santa Fe because with all the social distancing, we wanted to make sure that we had a spot big enough that could house all of us. We made sure to keep our masks on, and we recorded straight. We did live band, which we haven't done in a while. Usually when we record with Dennis and stuff, we're able to track and kind of piece it together, stack things and give some times for the writing process. And this was just getting in there and doing a take and being like, yeah, that felt good, and moving on. And it's something we haven't really done in a while. So it was really nice to get back in there and kind of do the musical calisthenics and just be like doing some stretches and some push-ups and like, it's like, I haven't exercised like that in a while.
I actually held my breath through the whole time and then went outside and got air, and then I came back in. That's how safe I was being.
Extra precautions.
I was doing extra precautions.
Yeah, it was cool. On that day, we recorded 2 virtual concerts. We recorded the segment that will be airing this Friday, and then we'll have another virtual concert. I'm not exactly sure on the exact date, but it's going to be late October, early November, and that one's going to be about an hour long. performance and sort of instructional thing that we're putting together for the Carizoso music project.
I forgot about that. That's how long the day was that I thought we shot one, but we did do two streaming things. Yeah, we brought a.
We're in the studio. I don't know.
Oh, bro, that would
hours.
last a couple of weeks,
Yeah,
man. That's why it was
straight.
nice to kind of take the break, especially with everything going up in numbers. It was almost like, let's just kind of hang. It felt like we really pushed some things, and it was like, let's just come pull back a little bit, it'll be all right, you know. So we just want everybody to stay safe out there, man. Be safe and healthy, so we can see you guys soon.
Exactly.
Right. That's why we're bringing this content to you online and stuff like that. So we know it's not the same, but for us, we're enjoying it because it's something different, and we do like the challenge of that, being able to bring something.
I like the way I
that's
sound on this mic.
still entertaining, and you know, and it gives us a chance to plug new gear too, because us as being musicians, we like to invest in gear and kind of, you know, change things up and stuff like that. So it's nice to get all that out as well. And we thank all of y'all for tuning in, for making this possible as well, because then it would just be the three of us sitting around talking to each other, which is kind of, you know, this is what it is whenever we sit around and talk with each other anyways on the phone. We kind of bullshit the same. So
I'm always right.
Know, we thank y'all for Randy's always right.
I'm always right.
And he's always using that mic too. He always sounds clean and crisp.
Even if it's not
sure.
I'm gonna do an angle this time next time where I'm like, yeah, man, and I'm do this where I'm talking, oh, man.
Dude, right? We should, because to me, I'm still getting the camera angle when I forget which arm to raise.
Right. No.
And I feel like I need a wider shot. You guys got like a way cooler. Mine's like, I feel like a mug shot. Like,
see how much it's
like I'm about to do a license photo.
Thing like, how's it going? So anyway,
I'm doing a license photo right now. I'm like, cool.
Are we off?
It was good chat for y'all.
I'm gonna sign us off. Let everybody get to bed and have sweet dreams. But
good night.
Friday at 4:00 Mountain Standard Time.
One more time. Rock that border. Stop the war. And we thank y'all. Let's go ahead and sign off. Oh yeah. All right. You want to sign us off? Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out.
Oh, what's that? What's all like? Sit, doggy, sit. Good job. I forgot what that slide off was.
All right.
Peace.